Hi everybody, I just wanted to give a quick update on where I'm at, what I'm doing, and sort of what I'm thinking the future of the channel is going to look like. I had big plans for the summer and I was really hoping to bring you guys a lot of really interesting content over the last few months. Unfortunately, obviously that didn't happen. I just wanted to briefly talk about the reason why I didn't get to do that. So after I visited the bison farm, I continued on to Castlegar, to where my parents just moved, and I spent a few weeks with them. Now, since I was leaving the Lower Mainland, my motorcycle was still down there and I had to get it back up to Castlegar so I could store it at my parents' place. After visiting my parents, I got on a plane and went back to Vancouver with the intention of picking up my motorcycle. I had a wedding to go to and I was going to spend some time on Vancouver Island with my buddy. We're going to be doing some motorcycle camping. Then I was going to head back up to the Kootenays and there's going to be a Canada Day party. I just had a bunch of stuff planned. The day after I flew back to Vancouver, I decided I wanted to start learning to hang glide. Now the plan was to just spend a day or two getting my initial learning in, just some theory, learning about the gliders themselves, maybe some basic handling techniques while on the ground, stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned and I crashed. So I just want to warn people, there are going to be some pictures in this video of x-rays and scars and the healing, nothing bloody or anything, but I'm going to have them in there. I spent 3 days in the hospital and I broke my humerus and 2 bones in my ankle. Within the first couple days while I was in the hospital, they got me into surgery and did surgery on my ankle and fixed it up. Now I would need surgery on my arm, but it was too swollen and they wanted to give it some time to heal up. So with my ankle, which I just had surgery on, and a broken arm, which I hadn't had surgery on, I still ended up making it to my friend's wedding. Luckily, I had a bunch of friends going up who were able to take me up there, look after me and help me out, and get me back down for the surgery on my arm. So I went to a wedding with loose bones in my arm. I could feel them clicking around inside of me. So I came back from the wedding. I had my surgery in my arm. I have a plate and 10 screws in there. I've got a screw and 2 clips in my ankle. And then it was just 6 weeks of sitting around waiting for everything to heal. Luckily, my sister and brother-in-law had a spare room that they were willing and able to let me stay in, considering I was homeless. So I got to stay there during my healing. They looked after me. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to repay them. I also spent a couple weeks up in Powell River at my aunt and uncle's place. Them and my mother helped look after me up there, and it was just a waiting game. The pain that I experienced while undergoing my healing wasn't actually that bad. It's probably a testament to the skill of the surgeons that worked on me, but aside from the days immediately after surgery, I was pretty pain-free pretty quick. What I wasn't prepared for was the psychological stress. You know, having all these plans ahead of me. I don't know if I've mentioned in my previous video, but I'm planning on traveling internationally. In October, I've booked going to Montreal, and then I'm heading to Greece, and then I'm going to Australia on a 1-year work visa. Just knowing the things I was missing out, not being able to hike, not knowing whether or not I'm going to be able to go on this trip, which as it stands now, it looks like I am going to be able to make it. Once I get to Australia, not being able to do certain jobs that I really wanted to do, given my education in ecology and conservation. There's lots of opportunities for that in Australia, but you need to be physically capable, because you spend a lot of time in the country, out in the back country, I guess. No hiking. I can do like road biking, but obviously no mountain biking. One big thing that I've really been struggling with is not being able to do jiu-jitsu. That's a very important outlet for me, and not being able to participate in that has been something that I'm still dealing with. And it's probably going to be at least another year before I'm confidently able to get back on the mats without having to worry about aggravating my injuries. So yeah, I just had to sit with myself for what ended up being about 8 weeks of just kind of living in bed or on the couch. I lost a lot of my cardio and strength and flexibility that I've been working on for years. So it's going to take a lot of work for me to get all of that back, but I'm on the mend. And being in that place of stuck and not being able to do anything, and the total shift in what my plans were versus what the reality was, made me really have to spend a lot of time thinking about what's important to me and what do I need to hold on to. It really made me realize how lucky I am to have all the people in my life that I do, friends and family, that were willing to help. Obviously being able to stay with my sister and her husband, even though they have a 2-year-old kid, and my sister was about 5 months pregnant at the time, staying at my aunt and uncle's place, my friends who took me to the wedding, brought me back and looked after me there. It was just, it meant a lot to me. It really made me realize how important it is to maintain those friendships and those relationships. You know, family is very important. One of the things that I regret the most is not recording my recovery process. Because obviously I know I was in the hospital for 3 days, and I remember being stuck in bed and living between the bedroom and the bathroom, being basically useless and having to be waited on hand and foot, quite literally. I'm having trouble internalizing the progress that I've made, because now I'm up and walking around again. There was a slow improvement over time that got me back to here. It's really easy just to take all that time that I spent laying in bed and just compartmentalize it and put it over there. And I want to be able to continue to appreciate just the ability to walk and what that means to me as a person. So 6 weeks after the accident, I got the go-ahead to start walking again. And 2 weeks after that, I got on my motorcycle and rode it back up to Castlegar. After getting back up to my parents' place, I actually got in my truck and I spent 2 weeks going up north. So I spent a lot of time up in northern BC and a couple days up in the Yukon. Nowhere near as much time as I initially wanted to, but I still got to have a bunch of time on my own, out in the wild, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping to get that video put together before I leave, but I'm not sure if I will be able to. I don't even know what that video is going to look like because it was very different than the rest of my videos. But what I wanted to address now is the fact that I'm not going to be taking my laptop with me on my travels. So I'm flying to Montreal, then to Greece, then to Australia. And my laptop's quite expensive. Obviously I need a powerful machine for video editing. And I initially bought a laptop so I could take it on the road with me. It is a huge liability. It's something I'm constantly going to be worried about when I'm on the move. And you know, for some of my time in Australia, I probably will be living somewhere. But for a lot of it, I'm just going to be backpacking and moving around. So it doesn't seem like a good call for me to take it with me. It's going to be a huge stress when I'm out and about. So there's going to be a year-long or more hiatus from videos on my YouTube channel as of October this year. I will be leaning more into social media, but primarily Instagram at No More Wasted Days. But there's only one D between wasted and days, so it's No More Wasted Days. I also have a TikTok account at No More Wasted Days. That's all the letters full written as you would expect. I also have a Twitter account at NoWasted_days. I don't use that very often, but since I won't be on YouTube and I won't be doing videos, I might lean into that a little bit more as well. So you can follow me there, but primarily it will be on Instagram. Perhaps I'll start a blog as well, do a little bit more writing, and I'll post that on my Instagram if I get that up and running. So I will potentially get like a Chromebook or something to take on the road with me, something cheap, something that I'm not so worried about, just something with some basic ability for me to write online. So yeah, that is the plan for the channel and my future. I want to thank everyone who has watched my videos who's subscribed, who supports me. It means a lot. And hopefully, when I get back from Australia, I will have a lot of backlog videos for me to make a bunch of videos out of. So I am going to take my GoPro and I'm going to take a little hard drive and I'm going to see about getting footage while I'm in Australia to make a bunch of videos when I get back. But we will see. The future is very uncertain right now, and exactly how things work and turn out is still to be seen. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and remember, you're living in a memory, so make it a good one. See y'all later.